City dashboard is important part of CitySys platform. It's like a base where everything coming into one place. So that means everything which is in the city is present here. Partly it's GIS application, so graphic information system. So you have a map on the bottom, and on the map there is everything placed with right position. So there could be anything which is let's say live or not live. So that means it could be a bench, tree, whatever. It could be also a device which has some connectivity. So the device is reporting its state about let's say availability of parking spot, about consumption of the luminaire, or about occupancy of EV charger or something like that. Another part which is very important is so-called digital twin. It's something what we know from different segments, maybe from aviation. We are trying to achieve a whole digital twin, a whole model, digital model of the municipality, whether it's village, city or whole region. So that means everything which is present there, it's also here with exact position, some description about the state of the device or of the bench or of the tree, the age, the consumption, the availability, whatever you can imagine could be placed here. You can also see a lot of gray spots. These gray spots are so-called virtual spots. So that means this virtual spot could be there because it was audited. So we have received audit of the smart public lighting system, or it doesn't have to be smart actually in the beginning, and we have some information, some details. So we see the position of the luminaire, the state of the luminaire, the actual consumption of the luminaire, and so on. Everything could be put here to help you make plans, because when you want to replace the old lighting system with the new one, optimally with the smart one, you need to have some plan. So you know, for instance, this particular luminaire is in such a bad condition, so it needs to be replaced in the first place. The other one could be very old one with high consumption, like 200-300 watts. So you need to replace it as soon as possible to cut your cost on energies, and so on. Also, if you are building, let's say, a new street and you are planning new luminaires, you can plan them here and include them in your plans to have them in your reports, statistics, and so on. And that brings me to KPIs dashboard. So here you can create different types of widgets regarding, let's say, lighting, maybe waste management, and so on. So you can exactly see how much separated waste are you generating in your municipality. You can see exact consumption. Maybe if we get prices about the energies, we can show you the price of the energy and how much does it cost you to have lighting during the night. What else here is that you can look at everything in your city from different points of view or different detail level. So you can see it from very high level, like this. So you just see that something is here, you see it's green, red, that means it's probably good or bad. You can open it in some detail. So in this detail table you see some details about the particular device, and here on the left side there is a carefully developed structure which is giving you a kind of very simple way how to order stuff in your municipality. So that means you have some general categories, then you can go further in the detail. Let's say we go into infrastructure, we can go into network systems, and there we can find, for instance, device which is called Smart City Pole. Straight away you see some details about Smart City Pole. Smart City Pole is combined device which is combining environmental monitoring system, security system, digital signage system with touchscreen for information. And as it's very complicated, or let's say complex device, we have also a dedicated screen for it. So that means you can see live streams, you can see measured parameters, you can see state of the Smart City Pole, whether it's damaged or not. You can see consumption of the sockets, so somebody can charge the phone, tablet, e-bike, e-scooter, or something like that. And here you see all online data. You can also access all historical data via standardized API. So we store the lifetime of the measures, and you can access them and maybe get them to your system and maybe get them to your tables to do some kind of calculations. Another important point of view on the city dashboard is that you can view it from different levels in the meaning of I could be a village or city, so I see just my city. I can be some kind of service operator, or I can be region or a government, and I want to see different locations. So if I have my permissions on the platform, I can access different locations. I can see the whole region, the correlations between the villages and cities inside my region, because when let's say there is a new factory built in the beside the village, it would probably affect my village in terms of traffic at least as well. So I'm interested in these correlations too. Just for presentation, let's go into another city. For instance, here I can open a waste management system. So now at the moment I see all the trash cans or bins on the map, but I can also go in the detail. So I go in the waste and recycling, I open waste management with some details. Here on the map I see the particular bins, or I can see also so-called clusters. Cluster means that it's a place where I have, in this particular situation, 5 bins in one place. So I see it on the map as a cluster to simplify the view. Now I have a setup where I distinguish the bins on the map by fullness. So straight away I see which bin is full or it's beginning to be very full, and I can maybe ask the service company to go to those bins and empty them, because it should be a problem for citizens. But they have also systems where they can receive notifications about that. So I'm not required to look the application all the time. Then I can distinguish them by the type. So I can open again the cluster, and there I see that there are 2 bins for communal, 1 for paper, 1 for glass, and 1 for plastics. I can distinguish bins based on the damage. So the red ones are damaged in some kind of way, and somebody should go there and check it. It could be broken wheel, it could be upturned container, and something like that. Again, another option is to distinguish them by the capacity. The orange ones are 1200 liters, the dark ones are 5,000 liters, so those are the big ones, half underground containers. And I can also see a detailed statistic about separated waste, let's say. So I can see how the citizens are working with separated waste, whether they are doing it good, how much bins I have for each type of waste, and so on. Now I will show you what smart lighting module inside of Citysys platform looks like. Smart lighting module is designed to be very simple with only few layers. And the first one is layer where I see all my locations. So I can see here different villages, towns or regions, whole regions, which I can some permissions to. So somebody can set me permissions that I see only lighting for these 3, let's say. When I open the first one, for city or municipality, village, I see some details. So I see everything on the map, each EDB distribution box, each lamp, some measures, statistics, consumptions, and so on. Then there is a list of distribution boxes. When I open a first distribution box, for instance, I see another set of parameters. This first part is measuring, so I see everything what is important about the EDB. I see each line of the EDB. I can manually turn it off or on. I can set up a profile for this line, so switching or dimming profile. I can see these particular luminaires or lamps on the map which are connected to this distribution box. I can see some measures. I can choose different date ranges, and I see, of course, each luminaire which is connected to this UDB. When I open the luminaire detail, I see the position of the luminaire, I see the measured data. I can again choose the data range which I am interested in. I see online measured data like consumption, temperature, and so on. I can manually, for instance, control the luminaire as well to turn it on, off, or dim it. And I can see further details of the luminaire. So that means the type of a pole, the height of the luminaire, when the luminaire was installed in the place, how much time luminaire spent lighting. So kind of the lifetime of the luminaire. I can see some links like datasheets. I can see information about service operations which have been performed on this luminaire and so on. Another part, very important one of this module is or are profiles. The first one is switching profile. So that means I can have a profile in which I set up when to turn on or off the luminaires on group of luminaires. It's very simple. I just with few clicks or taps can turn on or off each segment. So it depends on my setup, what I want to, what I can do due to legislation and so on. I can engage Astro Clock and Twilight Sensor as well to have a customized setup which is depending on the real environment outside. So that means if it's rainy today and it's less light outside, I won't turn off the luminaires at 8 p.m. but I will do it at 7:30, let's say, so I keep the street safe. The same thing I can do for dimming profiles. It works basically the same. I just set up the different dimming levels. What's very important is that smart lighting gives you, or LED technology gives you, a lot of savings. But smart lighting system can give you some additional savings. So all this part is additional consumption thanks to online dimming, which you can achieve. You can also engage Astro Clock or Twilight Sensor to adjust your profiles due to real environment conditions. You can also add exceptions. So let's say there is a event in my village or in my town today, so I can have different setup for this particular day. I will start to dim later or turn on the light sooner or something like that due to this event. When I have my profiles created, I can then go to bulk actions. As everything is digital now in a smart lighting system, that means I can choose any luminaire. It could be one luminaire, 1,000 luminaires, one could be on one side of the city, the other one could be on the other side. I can choose the luminaires from different tables and filters, but what's very simple and what I can do is choose luminaires on the map. So these are the luminaires which are on the square, let's say, where the event would take place. So I can just select them and apply my created profile. Thank you very much for your attention. If you are interested in any kind of details regarding city dashboard, smart lighting module, or the platform in general, please do not hesitate to click on this link for presentation. And if you are interested into visiting our unique showroom, which is in our company, you can contact us on this contact and get in touch with us, and we would be very pleased to have you here.